confess, Father, I confess, 'cause I've been living wrong.
Hey yo, what's up, man? Your boy TUSKO to the day, Mr. Flow So Good, back with you guys within the YouTube video. For those of you guys that are new to our channel, please do click that red button and subscribe. I mean, I promise you, all we ever do here is discuss hip-hop and, you know, basically try and give our fair opinions of what we think about what's currently going on in hip-hop. Before we continue, I gotta have this discussion with you guys. For those of you guys that have been body shaming a youngin', basically saying, yo man, Mkaba must fall, what, you guys gotta comment on the fact that man's been losing some weight out here, man. Finally them shirts, you know, is not tight in the belly, man. I mean, anyway, moving on, you guys know that, you know, lists have a way of getting people in their feelings. I mean, lists always have a way of getting artists in their feelings one way or another, and one artist that always gets in his feelings about lists we already know is the GOAT. You don't really mess around with him like that. If you're gonna put him on a list, you better make sure that you put him at #1. If that's not the case, you just better make sure that you're ready for the flames that are gonna come at you afterwards. For those of you guys that don't know, I know some of y'all have already watched my previous video. You guys will know that a list by Avance Media, which is a new magazine, you know, about the most influential South Africans, the top 100 most influential South Africans, actually came out. And, you know, in the entertainment category, Cassper came out #1, aka #2, and, you know, a number of hip-hop artists were on there, but Emtee actually came out #9. Now, like I said, that obviously wouldn't sit well with the GOAT, so Emtee actually came out and commented immediately after the list came out, and this is what he actually came out and said: "I'm the most influential artist in Africa." Now, obviously, after Emtee actually released this tweet, it had a lot of people sitting down and speculating and saying, because Cassper was at #1, was he actually again coming at Cassper? You guys will already know if you've been following this channel. Back in November, Cassper and Emtee were actually going at it. In actual fact, Emtee was actually going at Cassper for, you know, laughing at him when, you know, he had his whole incident on Instagram. It, you know, eventually resulted in a lot of people actually getting involved in the whole situation, including Emtee's producer, Toya Lazy, as collateral damage. And, you know, him and Cassper eventually settled it as time went by. For those of you guys that were not aware of this incident, I'm gonna leave some links in the description for you guys to just actually go and track back and actually see what happened. I don't have time to actually explain the whole thing, but it left people speculating that, you know, is it back to a position whereby Emtee is just basically saying, yo, I don't mess with Cassper anymore. Now, my thoughts on this are the fact that I don't think he was specifically going at Cassper in this situation, because if we're gonna come out and say that he was going at Cassper, we might as well say that he was going at every hip-hop artist that is on this list. That is simply because a lot of other artists were above him. AKA was above him, Nasty C was above him, Anati, I believe, was also placed above him, and he is basically coming out to say that he believes that he is the most influential artist. Now, whether I think that it was the right time to actually bring up the fact that you are the most influential artist, I don't think it's, you know, the best time, simply because the criteria for this is not the most influential artist. It was the most influential, you know, young person in entertainment. So I'm sure their criteria is a bit different, but when you reflect on the fact that Emtee is saying that he's the most influential artist in Africa, I don't know about Africa as such, but I can actually agree with him and say that as far as South Africa goes, he is one of the most influential. And if this was just based on artistry, I believe that Emtee would rank way higher. Maybe he would even be #1, because I believe that most of the music we're hearing today in hip-hop, the whole trapping thing and so on and so forth, Emtee is the one that opened the gate for that to actually happen. So I can understand. I mean, he's even started a whole genre called ATM. So I can understand him saying, I'm one of the most I'm the most influential artist in South Africa. As far as Africa goes, I don't actually think he's the most influential in Africa, because now there's your WizKids, there's your Davidos, there's a lot of other people that, you know, we have to start looking at. There's your John McKinney's. There's a lot of people we have to start looking at around Africa to actually sit down and start, you know, reflecting on that. But as far as his artistry alone, I do believe that he would rank high in that situation. But you guys leave me a comment in the comment section letting me know what you think about Emtee's statement. Do you guys think that Emtee was going at Cassper with this statement? And do you guys think that he's the most influential artist in Africa? Leave me a comment and definitely subscribe. Awesome. Now wait, Emtee, I know you want to go, but click that red button and subscribe and put some respect on a young name, man. Awesome.